Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of AMD Driver Crash. And we're going to be talking all numbers here and getting all geeky with the 2210-1s and the 2210-2s. And yeah, anyway, have they fixed things? You get to watch all the way through, but it isn't going to be a long video. Now, I tested it on two games, No Man's Sky and Skyrim. They have fixed some things, they've made some things worse. Now, the recording side of things seems to work fine now. It'll even record when it's crashing. So that's fine. The codecs thing that seemed to be triggering a crash all the time in previous versions is fixed. At least that's what it looks like to me. It's not an issue when you're recording games anymore. However, in No Man's Sky, when I was leaving the planet via the ship, every time I got outside the atmosphere, it crashed out. There it is. Okay, let's see the side of the planet by the looks of it. So let's get out of the planet. Atmosphere that is, and same spot every time. Didn't matter what planet it was, same spot, just crashed. So that would have been the point where the drivers would have, crashed and then relaunched themselves in 2251. Now it just crashes, drops you, well, it doesn't drop you to the desktop, it just locks up the PC. So it's a hard crash. That's worse. Remember, in 2251, you just see the drivers turn off and then come back on again, and then you keep on playing. That crash has gotten worse. Now, I was playing Skyrim and it was working fine, recording fine, no issues whatsoever. And then once suddenly the screen went black. So the black screen thing is still there. Drops me to the desktop, but the game is still running. So I click on the icon, go back to the game, and the game plays. I think that is what's happened to the black screen. That's the new behaviour for the black screen bug. Drops you to the desktop, then you've got to alt-tab back to the game to keep playing. It doesn't crash you out the game, it doesn't require a hard reset of your computer, so it's kind of improved, but it's still there, and it is still annoying, and it still makes you think, what the hell's going on here? Something else I noticed whilst playing Skyrim, there's a lag with some of the animations. Like you kill something, it stops for a second and then proceeds to play. Doesn't usually do that, but it started to do that in 2210-2. So there seems to be a little bit of a performance issue there. I noticed the same thing in No Man's Sky when I was playing that as well with these drivers. So they're not exactly as smooth as the older drivers or even the 2210-1s. There's something going on there, I think. Regarding the drivers themselves, they feel like alpha drivers. We spent the whole of the summer dealing with really bad AMD drivers. We're going into winter now and Christmas, and we still haven't seen a stable release. I think AMD have been seriously taking the mick here with these drivers. They could have easily have fixed them by now if they just hired decent staff to write the drivers and address these issues, but they haven't. Now, I know a lot of you are running, is it 500, 580, is it? For RX 580? I don't really have an RX 580, so I can't really comment on that. All I can say is if you're experiencing similar issues to me, then the drivers are having the same issues on your card as you have on mine, so this will be relevant. So yeah, but the crashing, the black screens, yeah, I get them too. Now, I would say these drivers are slightly better. And if you can put up with a few crashes, then maybe you can put up with these drivers. But would I recommend them? No, I'm going back to 2251 again. Because whilst there's improvements on the recording side, the crashing seems to be pretty consistent. And I don't want to have my games crashing left, right and centre simply because AMD can't be bothered to release proper drivers. They certainly shouldn't have them put on public release of the latest downloads. They should be in an optional area listed beta drivers, in my opinion. Anyway, more of the same, folks. It's an improvement, but only just. if I were you, I'd just stay with 2251 for the time being. See you in the next one.